Hello everyone, back to your Aurora Racing League, here with your commentator, Mr. Piney Penguin. So, we're here today for the Australian Grand Prix. We've got 8 drivers for today's qualifying and then race. Obviously, as you can see by the weather, it is very wet. I never would have thought I would see wet weather in Australia, because it is normally a hot country because of the outback. So we'll have to see if the weather does change to dry for the race, but for the time being it is wet, very wet. Got about half the grid onto the track, our out laps, but boys and Rasmus, I can never say it right. Silver McLaren, I can never say it correct. We'll just call him well, by the second part of the name, Capkin. Got Mona and Gazelle left in the pits. We're right on board with McLaren man. How well they did. Got Mona in the pits. Same with Gazelle. Gazzelle's not left the pits, still in the pits. Capkin and boys both on laps. We're through the first sector into the tight turns 4 and very fast turn 5. Gotta be careful with turn 5, don't want to take too much curb on the inside because it can spin you out into the wall and it is race over. I've done that in the past, especially in qualifying. There's another place you gotta be careful, don't want to take curb on 6 or you'll travel and spin round. First of the the second of the 4 DRS zones. 2 DRS detection points. First is on the exit of turn 6, and the other one is just before the last chicane on the track. Both there's only 2 direct detection points, so both DRS zones are double DRS. As we're here with Capkin, as you come round the last couple of corners onto the main straight, we've got to be quick to go straight to Coys after. What does the McLaren do? Oh, Mona spinning in the background. Cross the line, 27-1. Got on board with Coys as he finishes his lap. Coys goes about a tenth faster. I believe the next one to cross the line will be, I believe, the Reina. I believe it's championship. I'll have to check on this. From this. Yeah. Reina up to the line. 27.8. Next one will be Dolph. Up to the line comes to Aston Martin. And goes fastest by 6 thousandths. Ahead of Coys. I believe next one will be Lucas. On board of Reina's team. Lucas goes. And Lucas goes pole by 4 tenths. So Lucas is clearly likes the wet more. CL fan will be the next lap, and they do 27. So someone tells me Reina may have. So we're just waiting for Mona, and Mona has it validated for wing down currently, so right on board. They are in the third of the 4 DRS zones. Down to turn 10, I believe. Oh, no, it's turn 14. This is 16. What's it gonna be for Coy's teammate Gazelle? Up to the line. What's it going to be? It's a 28.0, slowest so far. See, Mona's gone back into the pits. Oh, Reina has now improved her time by 6/10 up into P5. A tenth behind Rasman. Amman. I keep butchering it. I need to stop. This is into the pits. Let's see if any. Take a few. We're trying to get some nice running. We'll ride a Boyd of Coys because this is 2/10 up in the first sector. Obviously, as well, DRS is activated. Wet weather. I think this rain might be dying down. These laps to get faster. 4/10 improvement now. If Coys keeps going faster, this time should see them into provisional pole ahead of Lucas. To the double left. Ooh, took a bit too much curve there, but didn't validate. It's a last chicane. Capin's gone a full second faster than our previous time, so they've done a 26.0. See if Coys can improve on their time by a full second. If they do, they'll retake pole. Up to a line for the V-carb. How much improvement is it going to be? It's 8/10, which puts them into P2, 2/10 behind Capkin. There's Dolph. Dolph is last couple corners now. See where this puts Dolph relative to. A little bit of a slide there for them from out the last corner. But up to the line, how much of an improvement? It's 4/10, which puts them P3. Lucas is back out on track. Reina's on another lap. Mona's back out on track, but TL Fan and Cell are both in the pits. Also see if Reina improves their lap here, because they're a full second off the pace. If I know Reina, they will definitely put in a fast time. I know, yeah, 3.5 up on their first sector. Into the very fast sector 2. Oh, Capkin gone 3 times faster than their previous best, so they're flying out there. Obviously, as well, this is on an outlap, so maybe. But goes Reina into the last couple of corners. I kind of missed what their second split was. There they come. Ooh, bit of a slide down out the last corner, but up to the floor, up to the line. How much improvement? It's a full second for Reina. Puts him into P3. Jim Dove will be going for a push lap now because obviously they're 4 times off the best lap. Right, let's see what Mona's doing. Oh, all off the road and invalidated. Exit of the very fast chicane. Capkin invalidated. I wonder if they're going pits. But both of the cabs into the pits. Reina's going very slow, probably letting Lucas is invalidated his lap. And also just invalidated. Ferraris are just following each other. Dolph is. Ooh, was 3 times up in the first sector, but up in the middle. Ooh, another little slide there for Dolph on the exit of the very high speed chicane. And is following these Ferraris. Ferraris are low though. Will Dolph finish this lap or will they box? Both the Ferraris are in. Dolph's gonna. Was 2 times to the middle sector, 3 times to the first. How much is in the last? After a little slide again in the last corner. Up to the line. It's a 3/10 improvement overall, which puts them into P3. Second row of the grid. Just ahead of both Ferraris. Corner's on a new lap. Up as given up again. Bell's on an outlap. And the starter. Flags for Dove because close to track limits there for CL Fan. 7/10th improvement on their previous best. That is a monster push. Holy moly! How much improvement is it? Because fast, yeah. Dove's run out of fuel. Where they go? So 9/10ths, gained 2 more tenths in the middle. Another purple sector for them. But I assume it's because it's a personal best. Dove is going to maybe get in the way. About to see how Fan can keep this out of the wall. This could be a full second improvement. We'll catch him up to Luca just a little bit. As we're struggling to fight the car. Looks like drifting in the last corner there. Up to the floor, up to the line, on the straight. What's it going to be? It's going to be the 26s. It is almost a full second and a half improvement, and he splits the Ferraris. Wow. To split the Ferraris. Mona's also put in time, but it was massively. Right on board with Mona. Lappers will be better because it's a better push lap. We're sliding a little bit out of the last corner there for the McLaren, but here they come up to the line. What's it be? It's a 12-second improvement, but they're still last. 27.6. Just over 5 minutes left of this qualifying session left to go, and we've got Kapkin on track. CL Fan probably doing a cool down lap before they do another push lap. Also got Gazelle on the road as well, but Gazelle has invalidated that lap. Mona will probably go again. Let's have the telemetry. How much battery they all have. Take on a save lap to push lap. So I assume that's CL Fan. Got like slide in box. Trainer started a new lap. A bit slided out the first. Boys up. I'm sorry, that's like a what? Oh, and he's into the wall. What a slide out the first corner. But Kapkin's gone, I believe, 6 times faster. That is blistering. I have to see if Reina can answer. Only a 10th up in the first sector. So that slide at the first corner could have had something to do with it. So far, only both McLarens, Reina on. Oh, okay. Box. But Kapkin, Reina, and Koi's all on laps. Reina's actually down in the middle sector. So somewhere, I think either Reina's bailed on the lap or just a lot of time. Let's see if they make any improvement in the final sector. Something here. They are down. Well, they're in 4th place, and that's not really what they want to be. It looks like the Reina's has now backed out of their lap. They just stopped there. Now looks to try again. CL Fan just pits. Boys look start a new lap. Kapkin box just under 3 after the session. Got 1 V carb out on track. Carb, 1 Ferrari, and track. Reina has a lap. Just about 2 minutes left of the session. Boys 2/10 improvement. It's like 1.1 seconds pace. Everyone else is on out laps. Captain pits. Speed going out. I think that dot is very 1 attempt. Reno will probably try again as well. Boys is coming around the last corner. Finished our lap. Might try and go again as well. The line, what's it be? It's a 5/10 improvement in the 25s, but still like 6/10 off the pace. Right on board of Reina as they've started a new lap. Of starting there. There we go. Reina's 2.5 temps up. Boys is getting some very nice slipstream here off Reina. Reina comes across the second. Now 3 temps up. Boys was on board these two because we'll be setting the next laps. As I believe the rain has completely stopped. So the track will be getting faster. I'll have to see if Reina and Boys can go faster. Checker flag is should be falling now as soon as these two cross the line. The Coys goes across the line, goes fastest. Reina does cross the line, will get a chance to do another lap. Pressures, will I have enough battery? I'm going to try it. So Coys has gone fastest at 24.6, 5 temps faster than Capkin. Capkin is 4 temps up. CL fans cross the line. But Lucas just crossed the line up to P3. Ferrari on the second row. Both rows on the second row. Oh, but why? Capkin has retired on the track. Not want to try and go for pole. Dolph coming out the last corner, up to line. Where does Dolph go? It is P4, and then we've got a Gazelle who's probably the last one across the line. Gazelle only up to P6. Reina's not on a line. They have it. Coys gets pole. Coys is on pole. Capkins, Lucas third, then Dolph, Reina, LCR fan, and then the back. Waiting for Reina into the pits. Put Coys in chat. Like, yes, get in. I bet you're happy with that. First pole in a while, isn't it? Issue. That's only my 4th pole in this course in chat. I would have thought you had more than 4. They have it. Boys will start from pole. Kim will join him on the front row. Lucas and Dolph will share row 2. Raider and Gazelle row 3. CL fan and Mud last 4th row. Race is dry, says Coys. Thank you for that. So I assume probably everyone then has got dry setups on So we'll have to see then. Will Coys maintain the lead from pole into turn 1, or will he drop it to Capkin, who's been looking quick? So all can change. Obviously now we're just waiting for people to finalise their setups and their strategies, and then we'll get the formation lap on the way. Get my so I can have a look at the Australia circuit. No good with stats. Then get underway for the form around this 5.2 kilometer. It'll be normally 50. We'd normally do about 58 laps around the circuit, but we only do half, so it'll be about 27 laps of racing. And then a couple of facts about the first Australian Grand Prix was held in 1928. Very nice. Ferrari has wins, that's surprising. Turns around this park. Here we are then, all the drivers lining up on the grid. Bad camera. Better camera angle, please. Capkin got cute. Oh, overshoot box. A bit of a bad camera angle, but it doesn't matter. 5 lights are on. And away we go for the Australian Grand Prix. I cannot see if it was a good getaway for boys at the front. Oh, there we go. Now the camera's changed angle. It looks like it is, but it also looks like it's a good start for Dov, who's side by side with Lucas in P3 there. Still side by side these two are, but looks like Dov's got the power down better. So Dov up into the podium places as Mona and Helt and CL Fan are fighting over 7th. Got Rayner a little bit wide on the exit of 4. Got CL Fan also wide on the exit of on 5. So Corey's managed to have maintained the lead then off the start, but they are being chased by Ram in the McLaren. Dolph has passed Lucas with P2. But it looks like Lucas may try to get the place back, because look at this. Lucas is all over the back of Dolph. Look how close this Ferrari is to the back of that Aston Martin. May see a move here for Piney's on the main straight, as it looks like the top two are slowly increasing the gap on 3rd place Dolph, as everyone's managed to keep within a second of each other so far. Everyone's staying close together. As Rayner goes wide on the exit, exit. But it looks like Lucas is not close enough there to really amount anything on Dolph. So we'll have to see if they wait until the DRS to do something. go back to the pair as Kois is still leading ahead of Ram here. But they are slowly increasing their gap on the Aston Martin. As now, here's the DRS detection point. Pretty much everyone's within a second of each other except for CL Fan is not within a second of Zell. But Rayner's also dropped a second out of the teammate. Looks like Capkin's going to go around the outside of Kois and gets the move done before the very fast chicane. Looks like Lucas didn't get past Dolph, but Lucas will get a second helping of DRS here and will look to try and go round the outside here of turn 13. Doesn't quite get it, still really close behind. They keep fighting now. Dolph will drop out of DRS. Oh, but Lucas bumping Dolph there, and Dolph's dropped out of the second, but I think they got DRS before that even happened. Capkin goes across the line. Yeah, Dolph still has DRS, but Kois doesn't go for the move back past him down into turn 1. Lucas seemed to really be able to mount a move past Dolph. Let's go for a dive here, turn 3. No, fought against it. Obviously now as well, they have almost dropped out a second off of Kois in second place, but it looks like it's slowly getting back. The DRS detection point is just after this corner. It looks like Dolph is still within a second, so he will get DRS again. But Lucas, look at this, Lucas is all over the back of Dolph. Will Lucas try it round the outside before the fast hairpin? Not hairpin, fast chicane. Still side by side, these are Lucas just getting ahead because Dolph is having to back out, otherwise that could have caused an accident. So Lucas back into the podium places ahead of Dolph into P3 as Kois is staying behind Capkin for the time being. As we go, a very shaky cap. Oh, I've missed this. Lucas has made a mistake, so Dolph's got back past Lucas, but has now dropped a second out. But does Dolph have DRS? No, Dolph doesn't have DRS. No DRS for that Aston Martin. So it's going to be very susceptible to attack here from Lucas on this second DRS stretch. Will they try and down into turn 3? No, not close enough. But the top, like the McLaren of Capkin, I thought they would have gone by now, like bolted, but Kois has managed to stay with them. Dolph's managed to keep them as well, so like these guys are all putting up with each other, and looks like Gazelle's now dropped off the back of Rayner by a second now. Ono and Opus Ferrari fan are fighting for last place at the back. Yeah, Gazelle's now dropped off the back of his, and Kois is going around the outside for the lead of the race. Back into the lead goes Kois. Lovely move around the outside before the very fast chicane. They've actually dropped a second off Dolph by a second now, but Dolph's got back within a second. So they keep dropping, but they keep getting back in. Now this train of 8 has now become this train of 5. Looks like Gazelle is not able to keep up. Gazelle's almost 2 seconds back now off the back of Rayner. This one group of 8 is now. Get back up. Hopeless Ferrari fan has, CL fan has finally picked up the first penalty of this race, 3 seconds away for track limits. Clearly been pushing too hard. Look, I just noticed this, from first down to 5th, it's like 5/10 is the gap between all of them, pretty much. Like Luke struggling, he's dropped back a couple times. Lucas not possibly starting to struggle, maybe. Thing I have not looked at as well as the tyres. What tyres everyone on? Oh, everybody has started on him. Nobody started on the hards. As Kois has been overtaken by Capkin before the chicane, as Kois is going to be under pressure here from Dolph. As Dolph goes round the outside, taking second place away from the V-Carb, and looks to get the move into first as well, because Capkin's made a mistake. Side by side they both are, the Aston Martin and the McLaren driver. Still side by side, they have Dolph on the inside and Dolph up into the lead of the race. Mona's now picked up 3 seconds of penalties as well. But what's Brave overtaking? It looks like Coy's may go down the inside of the McLaren up into turn 1, side by side. They both are fighting for the position, but Chapman's all off the road, and a small bump between them is now Lucas is trying to get involved. And same with Reina, side by side these two are. And look at this, Lucas right trying to get down the inside, but doesn't quite get it. And it looks like Mona's span off the road down in turn 1. But the Ferrari's still trying to go for the move past the McLaren, as the Ferraris are both behind each other. So this has gone from Kapkin leading to now them being in 3rd after a great overtake from Dov. Let's see if Lucas will try going on the outside before the chicane. They are side by side. Will they go side by side through the chicane? Nope. Chapman backs out of it and drops down to P4. What a lovely overtake. But looks like the McLaren might go back down the inside of the Ferrari. No. Fought against it. But so we're about to finish lap 6 by done 6 laps so far this race, and Dov is leading from Coy's, Lucas, Kapkin, and then Reina down in 5th. Gazelle, CL Fan and Mona round up the grid. But this is some lovely fighting between the front three. It looks like Reina's going to take a stab now at the McLaren. On the inside of the McLaren, Reina side by side, little bit of argy-bargy there. And they're still side by side. As Reina now gets forced off the road. Still side by side these two are. But now because they're all the fighting, they've dropped a second off the top 3. Kapkin is just not having a fun time right now. Everyone's just trying to barge past the poor guy. There, look at that. Look at this. Yeah, Kapkin is dropped a full second off Lucas, so looks like Reina will be able to easily get past. Looks like Coy's is going for the race lead though, around the outside of Dov, and looks like they're gonna get it just before the chicane. Yep, up into the lead goes Coy's again, but looks like Reina didn't get back past the McLaren. Yep, didn't get past the McLaren. Obviously, Mona has pitted. I assume that it was for front wing damage as well. As the top 3 have got a full second now to the McLaren behind. Let's just see if that McLaren can catch back up. But look at this, Reina's all over the back of this. So will Reina try and make the move down into turn 1 with the overspeed on the inside, going into the first corner, still side by side the air. Reina gets the move done. Reina into P4. And will now need to catch up to his teammate. The second helping of DRS they've just been given, because they are 1.5 seconds off their teammate. So Coy's still leading this race because Dov didn't really mount an attack. But it's Coy's from Dov, Lucas, Reina, Kapkin, Gazelle, CL Fan and Mona. Obviously Mona is 40 seconds behind CL Fan because they have pitted. So we'll have to see if Dov here will try and make the move around the outside of Coy's. Doesn't look like it, but they're going to certainly get close enough. Right on board here. See if the Aston Martin driver will get past the carb down into turn 13. Nope, fall against it. But it looks like both Reina and Kapkin are fighting again. Some burst and wheel banging there, but still side by side. These are around turn 14, coming down into turn 15, but the McLaren's backed out. Because the more these two fight, the more they lose the top 3. So now what was the top 5 is now become the top 3. As Reina's also now picked up 3 seconds for track limits. So Reina's been pushing a luck on track limits. It looks like the McLaren might try and go around the outside of turn 3, but no, Reina covers them off. So these two are just fighting over 4th place, and they've now dropped massively off the back of the top 3. They're seconds back, and these two are fighting for the championship. I believe Coy's is in 3rd place in the championship. And so if Coy's gets a nice win here, give them a massive boost up the order. But it looks like Dov's going around the outside. Gets the move done. Dov into the lead of the race again. This has managed to keep up with them. And they've also now dropped Reina by 3 whole seconds. As Lucas now tries to go around the outside of Koi's. What a lovely move that is around the outside of turn 13. But still side by side they are. As they go around 14. Little slide there from Koi. So I think Koi's may have just backed out a little bit. Yeah, what a move there by Lucas. Nice and clean around the outside of Koi's. So up they go. Up they go to second now to Lucas. You guys will want to try and catch the back. It looks like Reina is under pressure. And we'll want to try and be careful about the leaving. Again, cutting off McLaren to keep them behind. Well, they're racing. I'll give it a quick look at the championship. Pretty sure. We'll have to have a look here. Will Lucas go for the move onto Dove round the outside? Yeah, I will take the leader's race. Lucas into P1 for the first time in the race. But looks like Dove's got a massive run on Lucas. We'll try go side by side with them. But no, Koi's is trying to go. Looks like Koi's still trying to go down the inside as I have gone off the. Yeah, obviously as well with all this fighting, it looks like Capkin has also got past Reina, so these guys have caught up a little bit. Having a look at the. Oh no, it's Gazelle ahead of Koi's. That's actually Gazelle then Koi's in the championship, but they're like 40 odd points behind. Where it's 6, it is 6 points the gap between Reina and Capkin. 6 points between 1 and 2. And there's yellow flags in sector 3. What has happened? It is the McLaren of Mona who's spun again. Got to avoid the grass. If you get on the grass, you well, looks like Lucas has managed to defend the lead. It looks like Koi's has got a nice run here on Dove. Side by side, yeah. Oh, Lucas, small slider. Oh, and Koi's is round. A small tap from Dove sees Koi's going facing the wrong direction there. That is very unfortunate. Yeah, Lucas having a small slide there compromised Dove and didn't help Koi's. So Koi's gets knocked round and Reina's into the box after 12 laps. 11 laps. Onto the hard tyre goes Reina. Gazelle's also going onto the hards, I would assume. Gazelle's also into the pits. Dove has got past Lucas for the lead. See in a minute on the tyre graphic there if, yep, it's for the hard tyres for Gazelle. So that is unfortunate for Koi's. So they're now massively behind as they're sliding again out of turn 4 and into the wall. There you go. But no real damage there by the look of it. So that's unfortunate for Koi's. Those tyres must be overheated, so that must be causing the sliding issue. Because put this way, he slide that much, like Reina's going to catch up to him. Reina's at a pit stop as Lucas and Dove are swapping the lead positions again for the lead of the race. Looks like Capkin is catching up. These two are only a second ahead now of Capkin. I think Reina's trying to box, going early and get the undercut. I think Koi's tyres are done, so I think I will expect to see Koi's at the end of this lap, and has a big slide out of the very fast chicane there from Koi's. Yeah, expect to see them both in. Capkin is coming into the pits. I assume it's to try and cover off Reina as Dove is going for the lead of the race. Down the inside into turn 1. Gets the move done. Aston Martin back into the lead of this race. We'll go on board with Capkin here, see if they come out ahead of Koi's, who's now into the box like I guess they would be. We'll have to see where Capkin comes out compared to Reina right in front of them. And it looks like that. It looks like the undercut for Reina has worked. Reina has jumped Capkin into the pits. Capkin did slow down on the exit, so they've gone. So they've dropped. And obviously, CL Fan is also into the pits. Koiz is just leaving. Obviously, Gazelle has jumped his teammate. Koiz has spanned twice. Didn't help them at all. Obviously, I assume Dov and Lucas will probably be in at the end of this lap. So they'll probably want to try and cover off Reina, who's only 16 seconds behind the pair of them. I think Reina has done a nice undercut here and is going to undercut them all. We'll have to see though if these two will box this lap. Obviously, they will have 2 lap fresher tyres compared to the rest of the grid. Oh, Lucas, you cheeky. Try to. Oh, try to be cheeky. It's like we'll have to see where they come out compared to Reina as they're both into the pits. Lucas gets out ahead of Dov. We'll have to see if Reina gets both of them. I think Capkin will get them both as well. Reina with a very good strategy up into the lead of the race. But Lucas does come out ahead of Capkin, which is very good for him. But Capkin comes out behind Dov. But Dov has DRS because Dov and Lucas pitted at the same time, so Dov still had DRS. That's good. So the undercut for Reina has worked out beautifully. They are 2 seconds up the road from his teammate. It's currently a Ferrari 1-2 right now. And Capkin has also got back into this race after both him and Reina were 3 seconds behind. 2 lap earlier pit stop for Reina did help. So I don't know how much that's going to do to their tyres, but we'll have to see if they can keep that lead. It's 1.8 seconds to their teammate. It looks like Dov's under pressure for Capkin. But it doesn't look like they're going to go for the move. Down into inside of turn 13. So these 3 will stay together. Obviously these 2 will both get DRS on Lucas. So let's see if Lucas gets double overtaken in the first corner. Obviously if you're Reina, you don't want your teammates that happen. But looks like Capkin's dropped a little bit. Dov looking at the move. But that was not quite close enough. Might try and look to make the move down into turn 3 if they're on the power. DRS with battery assist. Up the inside. Ooh. Capkin a bit late on the brakes. Had to take a little bit of avoiding action to avoid the back of Lucas. Yep. Dov up into P2. We're back ahead of Lucas. And they've now dropped 2 whole seconds to Reina. Obviously this is very good for Reina. They've already got 6 point gap to Capkin, and Capkin's down in 4th. And that's only 12 points for him. As Lucas looks to go around the outside of Dov. Coming into the very fast chicane. Yep, Lucas gets the move done. Up into P2. Back ahead of Dov. It's now Ferrari 1-2 again. But with that overspeed, the gap between Lucas and Reina's drops by 4 tenths, not seconds. Yeah, that'll be quick. Oh, Capkin and Koiz both picking up 3 seconds at the exact same moment. Oh, that's huge, because I completely forgot about Reina's 3 seconds. So Reina also has 3 seconds, so as it stands right now, Reina would win on the road, but will drop down to 3rd, behind his teammate and Dov, and then still finish out of Capkin, who's looking to try and push Dov through the race, but nope. Koiz with the fastest lap of the race, an 18.9. Yeah, with the 3-second penalty Reina has, it will drop them down to P3, but it's still ahead of Capkin, a championship rival. 6 points is the gap between them, so Reina would get 15th third, and Capkin would get 12th for 4th. So it would be a 3-point increase on the gap between them. As these 3 are like really close together, as Dov is literally on the grass, down the inside, side by side these are through the chicane. But no, Lucas is a little bit wider. Dov gets a better exit. And look, Dov up into P2. Some fantastic racing here between these two. Keeping it nice and tidy. Some massive good race in here. As all this fight as well should be allowing Reina to get away, but Reina's not able to get away. Reina does have 2-lap order tyres. Nice. Gonna be on it because this is fantastic. Lucas down the inside into turn 1. Gets the move done. Lucas back into P2 ahead of Dolphin. Looks like Dolphin's going to be under pressure here from Capkin behind as the both of them are side by side coming into turn 3. Little tap, still side by side around turn 3. It looks like Capkin's got the better exit up into the podium places goes Capkin ahead of Dolph. But now Dolph's now all over the back of Capkin, so this has relieved a little bit of pressure from Lucas with these two fighting. But the gap between Lucas and his teammate is 2 whole seconds. And Dov and Capkin will have DRS. Is Capkin does not get close enough to the back of that Ferrari, and Dov is not close enough to the back of that McLaren, as the gap is still the same. Lucas managing to hold these two off and maintain second place, but I don't think it's going to last very long once they come down the main straight. Again, the gap is coming down between the Ferrari duo. Obviously, Reina still leads after 17 laps, as Lucas and looks like Capkin will try and get the move done with DRS and overspeed right on board of Dov as they're right behind. Again, a nice view. Capkin up into P2 ahead of the Ferrari of Lucas, and we'll get the second helping of DRS, so they'll get even further away. Looks like Dov may try and make a move down the inside of turn 3. Later on the brakes to Aston Martin, and still side by side these two are. Still side by side as we go through turn 4, but gets forced off the road just a little bit there, does Dov. But that is still fair fight in there between the two of them. Dov doesn't quite tries to make the move down into turn 3, but doesn't quite get it. So has to stay behind Lucas again. They will both get DRS here as Lucas is behind Capkin, and Capkin are trying to catch Reina. But the more fighting these guys do, the further Reina gets away, and the better it is for Reina, because Reina will pretty much get the win if these lot keep fighting. 2 seconds is the gap. As Lucas has got a little bit closer to Capkin there, so Lucas will want to try and get past him. Like, if I was Lucas, honestly, I would get past Capkin and try and slow them both down in the slowest parts of the track. Try and slow the pair down. Because if they can slow these two down, then it guarantees that their teammate will win the race. Because obviously, if you're Lucas, I think it's probably the best thing you can do for the championship. Back them up if you can get past and let your teammate win. But by the look of this, that gap between Reina and Capkin is coming down. It is down to 1.6, 1.5, 1.4. That Capkin's on a right charge here, and I think, unless Reina's made a mistake and they're struggling a little bit. Obviously as well, they are slowly catching up to Mona, who's gonna be lapped. So the gap is now 1.2, and they've dropped Dov. Dov has dropped out of DRS of these two, and Lucas looks to go around the outside of Capkin, and Lucas back into second place, and they're now within a second of his teammate Reina, as he gets double helping of DRS. So I wonder what's happened at Reina, because they've gotten slower. They've dropped almost 2. They were 2 seconds ahead, and now they've dropped it. So now they're gonna have give DRS to their teammate, which will help him in the fight against Capkin. Wonder if Dov got back into DRS, but yeah. This was a 3-horse race for the last 2 podiums. Now it's a 4-horse race for all 3 podiums now. It is still a 1-2 right now for the Ferrari duo. Obviously, it's 0.3. Lucas tried to, unless Reina's slowed down tactically for Lucas. Unless Reina's slowed down on purpose, I don't know. But I was gonna say, if you were Reina, I would have just carried on driving as fast as you can and asked your teammate to slow the and these guys are all within 3/10 of each other. Obviously, Reina and Capkin are championship rivals. 6 points between the pair. Obviously now Lucas is going to go around the outside of his teammate up into the race lead. And Dov has somewhat dropped off the back of them. He's 1.1 seconds behind. Capkin now look to go around the outside of Rayner, who seems to be struggling on those hard tyres. Side by side these two are, as Capkin slides in off the road! Oh no, what's happened to Capkin there? They just slipped. I don't know what happened. Did they lock up or something? But they just locked up and slid onto the gravel. Oh, so that's unfortunate for Capkin. So now this 4-horse race for the 3 podiums is now turned into a 3. Obviously now Lucas, Rayner and Dov are now fighting over the last places. As Capkin is off the road. And Coys has now got past McLaren. So, what has happened to Capkin here? They've retired on track. So, I wonder what's happened then to the McLaren. Because they had a spin. And now they're DNFing. All you had to do was finish and you get points. Now you're not even going to get points. So, and plus now, if I was the Ferrari duo, I would keep DRS swapping to try and build a gap to Dov. So Rayner keeps P2. That's what I would do if I was the Ferrari duo. And there we go. Lucas letting his team doing the smart thing. Obviously, they need to keep doing this DRS swapping to increase the gap on Dov. Because Dov has now somehow got almost, well, it was within a second now, but doesn't have DRS. As Lucas will get DRS on Rayner here, and will try to get the move. Will not get inside. I'm sorry, but if I was you two Ferraris, I'll be DRS swapping to try and build the gap onto Dov, so you can easily get 3 seconds, so Rayner doesn't lose too many points. Obviously, Capkin is retired, so they will get 0 points. So any points Rayner gets will increase the championship. It's the gap. Obviously, the next person in the championship is Gazelle, then Coys. Only 1 point separates these VCAL drivers, but looks like Coys will go back into third in the championship. He is 9 seconds ahead of his teammate. As we go back on with the lead, Lucas is 3. And Dov's back into DRS. Oh, this is not good news. The Ferraris have slipped up a bit. They've let Dov back into DRS. So now it's a 3-horse race for the 3 podiums. Obviously, Rayner does have that 3 seconds, so they will drop to third regardless of where they finish if they win on the road. But I would have thought these Ferraris would have tried to keep DRS swapping so that Dov doesn't catch up. But I think now the tactical thing will be to do is for Rayner to stay behind and try and keep Dov at bay so Lucas gets the win. So obviously we're on lap 23 of this race. So Ferrari 1-2 right now. As Dov looks to be pushing, trying to get into P2 ahead of Rayner, so to deny the 1-2. But they're going to deny the 1-2 anyway because Rayner's got 3 seconds. But Rayner seems to be struggling just a little bit here. Dov may try to go around the outside. Nope, not quite close enough. Obviously then it's Coys in 4th, then Gazelle, CL Fan, and then rounds out the last place on the grid. Obviously I don't know why Mona is still out on the softs. They have done 15 laps on those soft tyres. Those soft tyres will be screaming right now. So they will have to come in at some point and change those tyres. As I think Dov's been a mistake, but Dov has dropped 8/10 off the back of Rayner. Dov was right up the gearbox. Dropped back massively. It looks like the gap between Coys and Dov has come down by a full second, but Coys will not catch the leading 3 by enough. So Lucas still leads has a full 10th gap ahead of their teammate. Obviously, they're trying to push away from Dolph, who's starting to struggle a little bit by the look of it, because it dropped back a little bit from Reina. Still within DRS though. As long as Dolph can keep within 3 seconds, they will get guaranteed P2. Unless Reina and Lucas start working together to try and build the gap. As Lucas seems to let his teammate through into the lead of the race. They'll try and start again, try to pull away from Dolph. Like, Reina needs to find 3 seconds, but it doesn't look like it as Reina slows down his teammate for him. Now Dolph's right up Reina's gearbox. Like, what is his strategy about the Ferraris? But Tifosi Capkin says those guys don't leave any room to maneuver. But I guess that's what's happened. As I believe Mona has spun round again and major wing damage. But yeah, Lucas back into leads. That happened a while ago. But Dolph and Reina again fighting over when they try to do an overtake. Yeah, that's what it looks like. They're just not leaving enough room. It's unfortunate. It looks like Mona has spun again. Very fast as she can. Obviously, these guys will be getting there soon. You're always sending me back. I'm tired of this. Ah, okay. So, yeah, that's understandable to Pussy Captain. That is very understandable that they. But like sometimes that can happen when you, like, especially when you're like really close together. As Mona is into the gravel at turn 13. But Reina still managed to keep ahead of Dolph. You do realise you can report them a 2-lap limit was of them. Well, if you carried on racing, you could have reported getting those warnings and you could have had them removed. I quit from them. Oh, that's a shame then. That's a shame. Because you and Reina were having a good fight for the championship. There's only like 6 points between you both. But that's a shame to hear. It's a shame. Just means you're just gonna give the title to Reina then. Not gonna fight him for it. That's a shame. Oh. And Reina's up the inside of his teammate. Looks like Dolph may follow. Dolph and Lucas side by side. But nope. Dolph does not quite get through. Okay. Well, oh, Dolph tried to go for it up the inside. I just want to race fairly. That's fair enough. Like that's all anyone can ask. Like I want that as well. I wanna see some nice, hard, but fair racing from people. But in other leagues I'm in, most of the time that doesn't happen, as the Ferraris are swapping places again. It's a shame. Yeah, that is true. Like everybody does want to see that type of racing, especially us commentators, because then we get to react to those kind of fights. Because for the most part in this race, you guys were keeping on like nice and tidy from what I saw. But it is a shame that you were kind of forced off track a couple of times, as Dolph is on the inside of Reina. Both of them still side by side. Obviously, Reina's trying to hold it around the outside, which now become the inside. Oh, small collision there between the pair of them. So Dolph will have to drop back down to P3. But I don't know why Dove was trying to fight. Oh, well, I assume I know why Dove's trying to fight. Trying to get past Reina to then attack Lucas on the last lap. Nice spun. Reina's back, going around the outside of his teammate. No, this is really bad. Because of all this fighting. Oh, Dove's off the road. Oh, that was close. Still side by side. Oh, Dove's picked up 3 seconds. Oh, that's just now giving Lucas the win, basically. Oh, dear. All this nudging and people just being argy-bargies. Reina didn't. When I spun, both tires on the track. Oh, that's unfortunate. Because Reina didn't give me enough room to stay on the track, says Captain. That is very unfortunate. Oh, it looks like Gazelle and CL Fan have both pitted. I assume it's to try and maybe take fastest lap away. It's understandable that they're gonna try it. Obviously, the fastest lap currently is held by Koi's. Obviously, if you're Koi, oh god. Oh, I just realized we're also on to the last lap of this race. As Reina's trying to get the power down early, get side by side, both him and Dove are down into turn 3. Still side by side, these both are. But still side by side, but small touch and Reina has semi-spun. Oh, that's unfortunate. They're all keeping it nice and clean until like the last few laps, these 3. What is going on? Everyone has just thrown the nice, hard, tidy fighting out of the window. Oh, that's a shame. I've also didn't even notice this. Koi's is caught up to by down to 6 seconds the gap. Imagine if these guys kept fighting, that gap would have come down even more. But here we are on the last lap as we go on to the race leader. He's now got a full 3-second gap between him and Dove. Now Dove's picked up a 3-second time penalty. But it's not going to change the fact. So as Lucas comes round the last corner, start weaving across the road. Lucas takes the win here in Australia, followed by Dove and Reina will round out the podium. And now we just wait for the rest of the grid to catch up. As Koi's now comes over in 4th. His teammate will claim 5th. Looks to try and take the fastest lap away from his teammate. We'll have to see if Gazelle does it. Obviously Gazelle has like battery. But I assume we'll take the lap away. See as he comes across the line. Around the last corner for Gazelle. Up to the line. Let's see what time's gonna be. I think it's a 18.9 it was to beat. But I don't could have been 18. I don't know. I don't know what the fastest lap was. I think it's Gazelle didn't quite beat it. We'll have to see if CR Fan can beat it as they're on the soft tyres. Up to the line comes the Mercedes. Nope, doesn't beat the fastest lap, and now we just wait for a very slow Mona to stop spinning and cross the line, please. Gonna get on with it. Nope. There we go. Rest of the grid has finished. Well, that was a rubbish race, says Koi's. Yeah, that is a shame. Quite a lot of bumping did ruin this race. Obviously, for you, you got span round. Capkin also got span. And then towards the last few laps, the racing just... I have no words for the last few laps of racing. It was... honestly, what the frick. So here we go then. Lucas with the first And here we go then with Lucas getting his first win, I assume in a while. Dolph picks up second, and Reina gets third. Poise, Gazelle, CL Fan, and Mona rounds out the rest of the finishers. Obviously, Mona being 2 laps behind. Only DNF was Capkin. And unfortunately, Poise, they left. They left. Yes, China last game was my last. Oh, damn. So you've not won in almost a year then? Probably. Something like that. Damn. That's good for you then. Yeah. Koi's he left because of all the bumping between him and Reina, where he got shoved off the road later in the race. So that's why he like retired, and then it's like, yeah, I've had enough, so I'm just gonna leave. I'll say, and not only Reina, a couple of others. The racing apparently got bad for them, so it is a shame. But I just need to go have a look at the calendar to see what the next race is. Ah, we are going to Baku. Yeah, I was to say through the most of the race, I don't think you had any issues with Koi's. Like you kept it probably the cleanest until Koi's got spun round, and I don't think it was Koi's fault, but yeah. So that has been the today's race here Australia. Lucas took the win with Dolphin, Reina getting the last 2 podium places. So that'll be it for today. We'll see you next week for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix at Baku City Circuit. So